This is that time of year where we hear all sorts of graduation speeches. I've heard so many I've lost track of the exact number. Good advice to be sure, and all the speeches I remember, but graduation evokes so many memories for us, doesn't it? A couple stand out to me. While in college, my good friend Jay worked at a music store. A woman walks in one day and says, "I'm looking for that particular piece of music that you hear on the radio and at school all the time right now. I think it's called Poppin' Situation." Jay smiles, says, "Yes, we do have that particular music, but it's actually called Pomp and Circumstance." Thinking, though, about those woman's comments, I wonder if she wasn't more accurate and correct. With folks who are leaving home for probably the first time, they're moving out into their own apartment or dorm room. For those who are now going to confront a very big dose of reality, maybe pop is what it feels like in a whole new situation. While I recall so many graduation speeches, there is one in particular I recall. I sat at a graduation as adjunct faculty teaching death and dying to pre-seminary Catholic students at St. Joseph College in Louisiana. The speaker that day was the then Bishop of San Antonio, an Irishman by the name of Thomas Flanagan. And as he's addressing those would-be priests, those who promised to be disciples of Jesus, these were his words to them. If and when you become a priest, there are going to be all sorts of people who come at you day after day. All sorts of people with all sorts of needs. And particularly the people in the church will come at you every day, and some of them will be crazy. My word to you, when those people come to you, never, ever walk away from them. Never, ever walk away from them. Run. Run as fast as you can. Maybe some of you graduates are desperate to go running. Maybe some of the non-graduates here are desperate to run from whatever you may want to run from. Saying goodbye is tough. Saying goodbye is difficult. There are 1,000 goodbyes we say in our lifetime. Consider how many times in any given week you say goodbye. From phone calls with friends or loved ones, saying goodbye to family members who have died, the end of a business meeting, even ordering takeout. That word falls from our lips so easily. There are 1,000 goodbyes we say in our lifetime. Jesus has been trying to say goodbye to his disciples, those who perhaps knew him best, his friends, those who lived with them, those to whom he gave his life. He's trying to say goodbye to them. And the writer of John reminds us, because there are not just one graduation, there's not just one graduation speech, there are 2 or 3 or 5 or 6 in the Gospel of John. And this is it. What we hear this morning is the final graduation speech. You can hear it. Jesus prays to God, "Father, I am no longer in the world. I'm leaving, but my friends are here. Look out for them. God be with them." Jesus, in his graduation speech, talks a lot about glorifying God. When we use that, we say, "I want to glorify God in my life." What that really means in the Greek idiom, it's a wonderful picture. To glorify something means you take it out of the gutter. You elevate something. You increase its reputation. You literally take something out of the gutter, make it clean, and put it on the sidewalk. That's what it means to glorify God. And Jesus, in his conversation with God, says, God, I have glorified you. You have glorified me. My friends are still in the world. I am no longer. I'm saying goodbye. God be with them. There was a day, many years ago, that we said, God be with you quite a bit. When you would go on a journey, when you would take a trip, when we'd not see you for a while, we would say, as you are on your journey, wherever that may take you, no matter how long, I pray that God be with you. Godspeed, another way to say it. And over the years, we have reduced that to a slang word. God be with you, Godspeed, goodbye. Jesus says, God, I have done my best to glorify you. I have glorified you. I have taken you and your reputation out of the gutter to proclaim for all the world to see. To the 2014 graduates, my two things I want to say to you for a graduation speech. This is a world that is desperate and craving for peace, meaning, security, health, wholeness. That world needs to see God taken out of the gutter, not blamed for everything in the world, to take God's reputation and elevate it for all the world to see. That is your charge, 2014 graduates. And the rest of you are not off the hook either. For we Christian folk, we who are disciples of this Jesus, are also called to glorify God. For a world that is desperate and craving peace, justice, freedom, health, wholeness, security, meaning, they look to the church. And the church's mission is to glorify God, to take God's reputation out of the gutter. There was a time, not so long ago, we said, Godspeed. God be with you on your journey. So for all of you, particularly the 2014 graduates, Godspeed, God be with you, goodbye. Amen.